One of the important aspects of TB is that it is probably unique, even amongst the neglected diseases, that it is truly universal. Every country in the world is affected by tuberculosis. Treatment for TB today really has not changed at all over the past 40, 50 years. So we have long, complex treatment ranging from 6 to 30 months.
The problem with patients when they take treatment for too long is defaulting. They end up thinking that now they are a bit better, so they end up saying, well, I don't think that I need to take the treatment anymore.
The rate of resistance is increasing. So then we will lose these drugs. We will actually no longer be able to use them. When resistance develops, when we have a patient with resistance, the costs are more than 100-fold higher to treat that patient.
And on top of that, we've got HIV as well now, something that never used to be a problem before, that a lot of MDR patients are HIV positive as well.
We have millions of South Africans who have HIV, and that is your pool of TB patients for many, 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 many years to come.
Something on a global scale had to be done, but everything had to be built from the bottom up. The Stakeholders Association was emblematic right from the outset of how important it was for the Alliance to be tied into crucial other organizations around the world who could contribute to the fight against TB.
In a disease of poverty, where most cases are in poor countries and developing countries that maybe cannot pay, the whole thinking approach of many people has changed, and I think that has spurred an awful lot of new development and research into TB.
There's really been a sea change in terms of the level of activity and the involvement of the private sector, in many cases in partnership with the TB Alliance, but in some cases even independently now, working on TB drug development.
As we look back now at the amazing portfolio that we have, the partnerships that we have, the presence of movements such as the CPTR, it's amazing to think that none of this existed at all just a brief 10 years ago.
We need multiple novel, better drugs that can be combined. And so the goal of CPTR and really the focus of the TB Alliance's clinical program now is to really make the unit of development that multi-drug regimen, the drug combination.
A body that is integrating these efforts and harmonizing them in a way that we can produce new regimens and not only new agents is extremely important. And the TB Alliance is doing that.
The CPTR initiative could reduce the time needed to develop new regimens from decades to as little as 6 years.
And then one could give this combination to everybody with TB. And everybody that has TB, no matter if it's a resistant strain or a normal strain, could be treated with exactly the same combination. And this would be wonderful.
The TB Alliance isn't satisfied if the drugs that we develop sit in a storeroom.
The CAP will serve as a communication channel between the researchers and the community, but also we hope that the CAP will start become a board that actually can work towards increasing awareness around TB.
The patients that we diagnose with MDR TB, they've got to go home to a shack where they share with 10 other people, or somebody is going to share a bedroom with a granny and small children with MDR TB.
And you know, this place is so cold for these people here. There's no ventilation, that's why the people is so sick. It's wet and it's no ventilation, only one window, one door.
The presence of TB actually reinforces poverty. This has profound implications, not just on a personal social level, but on a macroeconomic level for countries that can ill afford this type of problem and epidemic.
One of the things we've learned, first and foremost, is that it pays to ask people what they want.
Those chapters are so big. So, and the first, I think 2 weeks, I used to vomit.
Some of your hardest lessons you learn from children. My 3-year-old niece, she kicked and screamed and did not want to take the medication. It was traumatic and a torture to have to watch her take this bitter drink.
There is certainly a need for ongoing capacity building, not only in South Africa, but I think all over the world. So there should be on at least 2 or 3 continents, there should be centers of excellence or centers of competence to actually do these, we call them pivotal trials, that collect the data needed to register the drugs and make them available to the people that need them.
There is a pipeline of compounds. There are many people working on these things. We've got quite advanced technologies.
You know, CPTR is real. It's really happening already. Those trials are moving forward.
It really is almost mind-boggling to think that 10 years ago we had nothing. We really have the opportunity over the next 10 years to revolutionize the treatment of TB. These could be treatments that are simpler, infinitely cheaper, more effective, that truly help to curtail the problem of not only drug resistance but drug-sensitive TB. And that all is in the grasp of the next 10 years.
Make it shorter and effective and less troublesome, less problematic, less toxic. And we are definitely going to be on a winning side.
We really want to kick this TB out of here. By research or by community engagement project, we will kick it out.